we'll see how it goes. It says we're live. We'll see how it goes. How's it going, Nakama? Brit is back with some One Piece 1145. As always, I'm joined by the lads. Samurai Drew, how's it do?
Yo, we got the new Sip and Discuss little thumbnails at the bottom. I'm looking at the stream right now, so it's going to be kind of fun seeing those throughout today because there's some great little moments.
Oh, yes.
And you know, and the ones that were fun to search were Zoro and Sanji drinking together, because Zoro has poured Sanji drinks in the past. So,
they have been nice to each other. You've heard it here first, folks.
And I didn't actually know that they were that Zoro poured Sanji a drink IRL, in canon. So that was pretty cool.
It is canon. They do like each other. Sagrain, how's it going, brother?
It is going well. You guys lost me at it is canon. They do like each other.
Yeah, because I was about to say it's canon that they don't like each other, but it's also canon that they will pour each other drinks because they're Nakama.
Yeah, they are Nakama. And speaking of, I think it is time for us to toast to a sip and react. We're gonna see how these boys get down to kicking butt, especially because we open up to our cover page, which is a color page. So I referenced this before we went live. I got to see One Piece 1123 last night. Boys are back, and we've got a color page celebrating everyone at watching it. I wonder what 1115 represents. Oh, wait, it's not 1,000. It's 1145.
Yeah, I wonder if 11:15 is 11 is when it aired, and so then 15 minutes into it is maybe where this frame is from of the animation.
11:45.
It's a chapter number, but it says 11:15 on the clock, and I'm guessing that 11:15 in Japan, this animation was up.
Maybe. That's so interesting. Because, yeah, it could have easily gone with 1123, which was the chapter title. So that would have been perfect. They could have easily gone with 1145, with this chapter's title. But they went with 1115. So Samurai Drew is normally on point with his conspiracy theories. He delves in that world. I am not to that world, so I will give in. And it is a beautiful color page. It looks like it's straight out of the anime. Like, it does not look like an average color page. This looks like an anime panel.
And it's different because it has that doubleness to it. It's like the background is the foreground, you know, where they like obscure the background and then make the real image smaller.
I like it. I didn't even notice that part. Yeah. Kind of
that's
like
not usual either. So you can bet your nuggets that this is probably an anime artist drawing.
Oh yeah, and probably like remember how like if you try and watch old One Piece, you have the smaller box and then you have the larger box, something similar like that. So we've got every Straw Hat, and it's not necessarily like they're in a certain outfit. They all have different outfits, and the outfits don't look familiar, so I don't think they're from like a certain anime. But it is cool. You see Chopper there with Luffy. Zoro's leaning on Luffy, just chilling, drinking. He's got his 3 swords. Usopp's right behind them. Nami is kawaii there. Sanji's giving up drinks and food. I'm guessing the hamburger is in his other hand. That looks very awkward though. Not sure about that. And then on the couch, you've got the old people.
Actually,
You've got the adults on the couch. You've got Jinbei and Robin just sitting next to each other on the seat. Robin looking good. And then you've got Frankie and Brooke behind them, just like, yeah, burgers and super. Frankie's voice actor. We can go ahead and talk about it. Oh, by the way, Drew, here's a new thumbnail for you.
Oh, actually.
Here's number 41 right here.
That would make sense because they are out there. We got 2 drinkers, don't we?
We've got lots of drinks. We got lots of booze.
We got more than that.
Yeah, even Chopper's got. Actually, that's probably Luffy's beer.
his apple juice.
But yeah, right. We've got we got a sip and discuss or a sip and react for our sip and react. No title on this page, so I'm very interested. 19 pages. Oh, last week was a little hurting. We had 15 pages. I still weep at those 15 pages, but we got 19 pages, so I am all excited for that. Any thoughts, lads, before we kick off this sip and react?
I'm not excited though. If we got all those pages, must mean something's worth telling.
Oh, something's worth telling. And to be honest, I'm very excited because Oda normally drops us some amazing One Piece right before we take breaks, because we are on break next week. So, all right, I'm going to start us off in 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm not going to start us off. Okay, so we had a double page
and a
Huh. Thank you for that one. We might have to turn that into a short.
I missed the joke. Please don't explain it.
Oh, that we were just thinking about jumping into a chapter, and it's not. We're going into an actual cover page. So we have Wildfire and Forest Sector Branch Route 8. Okay. That sounds dumb, but okay. Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage. Got through it. There's Pepe's still alive. We've got him with Sea Prism. What's up?
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that the Sea Prism stones are still on him.
Well, as a Zoan, I think that's how it works. Is they have remarkable recovery, but he's just if he doesn't have access to his fruit, he doesn't have that remarkable recovery. So, Ulti, who gotta check the list, but she's in that top 6. Like Ripley might have jumped her, but we'll see if the cover page is helping her out there. I'm gonna be going to some Comic-Cons here soon. Might have to get that Ulti figure.
These guys aren't actually related, right?
They say brother and sister. We don't know if they're like blood relatives, but they were dropped off together to Kaido. Kaido was taking care of them as like a favor.
So they are brother and sister. Okay.
So I could see them being brother and sister. It helps me knowing that she doesn't have she's not obsessed with him like as a boyfriend, but as a brother.
I know, because this looks really like if this was romantic, this would actually be a really
touching scene.
This would be a little bit more impactful if I knew that they had like a relationship.
Wow. Spoken like a true only child. Like this, I'm just like, damn.
Oh yeah.
You know, siblings are a relationship, right? It's not a romantic one, but siblings do care about each other.
Not in this way, though. I feel like this is, I don't know. There's a little bit of a weird combo with this. There's like a weird.
Her obsession is weird, but it is the sibling obsession weird.
The way she drapes her right arm around, when she's holding him like that, it seems really soft, genuine. It seems really loving. It's a loving embrace.
Almost like a sister.
I'm not used to brothers and sisters hugging like this. So
no, like if you think your sibling's about to die, I'm wrapping them up like this is. I thought I'd never get to do this again. Now it's not gonna be like. Now if her hand was like curled into his hair, like that's like a romantic, like oh Pepe. This is like Pepe. So I at least see it. Segrain, do you have
siblings? Judging from her facial reaction, I'm gonna say it's more a sibling love rather than a romantic one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, his eyes open. He's okay. Thank you to Segrain for making me like zero in on her eyes, because that made me look and I'm like, oh, he's not. I thought his like eyes were widened out. He's like, what are you doing? You're the one hurting me. Okay. All right. Well, that's cute. I will take I'll take 4 and 5. That just sounds weird. I'm not normal. I'm not used to being so far into the chapter when I start. But yeah, looks like we're dealing with a wildfire in Forest Sector 2 Brant Rooch 8. I hope he gives us a map. This would be like the perfect time for us to get like a map. That's just me. Any thoughts before we jump into this glorious sip and react?
No, let's get it.
All right, jumping on to start in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we've got a growl, and we've got here it comes, Nash. Nash is the shield. This thing has to be a homie.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too, like a Big Mom one.
Huh? And then he like grows. Yeah, he grows. Wait. Rawr. And then he just like slams into it. Wham! Now. And then you've got. Okay, that's Sanji. Armée de la. Oh, assaults. And then you've got Zoro not saying anything, and they cut its head off. They are just chopping those dino necks. Like, that's how they were first introduced in Little Garden. So this thing has to be a homie, in my opinion. Now that we're actually looking over 4 and 5, thing has to be a homie. I don't know what else. Oh, that or it's eating a devil fruit. But
the face says homie. The face
says homie.
It's written like faces, but you know what's a little confusing about this chapter is when we left him, I don't think we saw Bronchiosaurus.
No, but they had mentioned wanting to eat a few chapters ago, but Luffy didn't want them to eat those animals. So we're in the underworld. It looks like they're going hunting for meat to feed everyone, while everything else is burning down. Very interesting. We've got all the craziness happening up in the Sun World. Yes, Sun World. And they're in the underworld just like going on hunting trips and eating dinos. Even though the T-Rex was a moose, so if they're like, oh, you got an elk. I don't fucking know. You got a sheep, a longhorn sheep. I'm very interested if this is actually like a dinosaur, or if it's like, you got a squirrel. But that's all I've got.
And now it's on to me. Okay, page 6 already. This looks like eating good. I mean, it's even huge compared to giants. Brachiosaurus is considered a delicacy. It takes a while to carve out all of the fat, but it's great when stewed in alcohol. And stewed in alcohol, interesting.
Oh yeah, he's the cook. They're about to bond. I like that. He's the cook.
Yeah, but you didn't bring any of that with us, did you? With us, right? There's a whole sheet of there's a whole set of cooking tools in the hunting set. Let's look for some aromatic herbs on the way back. Hey, what's the deal with this guy, huh? It is a devil fruit, right? Oh, here we go. And I just saw what it was, so I was right in the last page. So there's another Drew win for you. Unless we all thought the same thing. That shield came to life like that way back years ago when my dad went on the expedition to vanquish Big Mom.
Confirmed. Homie
Big
confirmed.
Mom? Oh, so he's like Zeus then. What? You guys know Mr. Zeus? He's like one of the most exalted homies. Oh yeah, back then he was top 3. Now, if you knew the hierarchy now, then you'd know that he's a little bit lower on the list.
How is this so funny? Oh man.
So again, confirming that Big Mom is alive, by the way, again, and that that these homies don't have a neuro network with each other.
Oh yeah.
So now he's a manservant to our navigator, and so I'm glad that we got that taken care of right away. Does anyone have anything else to add on the first bridge 6 there?
No, this is very fun. Finally getting that, okay, this thing is a homie, it has to be a homie. It's a homie! So, I feel vindicated.
And and I'm wondering if there's going to be any more like that, but I do like that he brought that back. Okay, on to page 7. Holy Knights? That's right, they showed up here. Humans from the world government? You're saying that's who beat you this badly? Yes, that is what I'm saying. You must have given them a reason to seek revenge when you're rampaging beyond the sea. Don't be stupid. And we noticed that, first of all, his hammer is off to the side over there. They put in logs under him to keep him off the snow, because you can see that those are cut, so that just happened. So we're seeing a little time pass as he's recovering, and everyone is kind of getting along here. And then we go on. If I'd gotten far enough to run into them when I was out there, I'd be king of the world by now. Knights from the world government? Hey, you guys! So, yeah, Luffy is now getting in a little bit more information, and our big cook is looking like he's about to show us his alcohol stew.
He's about to come walking up with the groggy Saurus. This is all really well, especially when we know that they're finding out about the Holy Knights from Loki. I'm very interested if he's about to spill the beans on what actually happened. So
He's kind of playing things close to his chest. It feels like he's not going to reveal all.
Oh yeah, I can see that, but I'm just.
He's Loki for a reason.
He is Loki for a reason. Alright.
Oh, and did we know that the Giants were trying to vanquish Big Mom back in the day?
We know that there was a grudge, but we didn't know that there were expeditions to try and take her out.
Also, we don't know how many years is still left there.
Because, I mean, it could have been when she was 20 and hot.
Well, that's what they were saying. That one of the oh man, who was it? Oh, the first 3 children that Big Mom, birthed. Whoever was putting in that work is the real hero. Kind of.
The first 3, I'm sorry, Peril Sparrow looks like the head cook, so I don't know what anyone's talking about. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, right. Well, if the head cook is doing Big Mom, that's the first child, isn't it?
Yep.
Peril Sparrow's the oldest, right?
Yep, and
so
he's the one who found Big Mom.
Wait,
yeah, there's something weird going on there.
I think there's a female.
She's the second.
Actually. Okay, she's the second. Okay.
She's like, climb in here, big boy.
I did a lot of research on those early kids when I was trying to learn about young Big Mom. Learned a lot. But yeah, and then Katakuri is third, but he's part of the triplets, and that blew my mind that him, Daifuku, and Oven are triplets. That's ridiculous. So there's that.
Okay, I gotta stop thinking too much about that.
But yeah, the guy who literally discovered Big Mom after she ate all the kids, and who's the main chef, looks remarkably like Peril Sparrow. It's never been confirmed, but I'm sorry, like first baby right there. But all right, to Samurai's point, it looks like we are going to get the guys coming in with their hunting haul. So, Segrain, it is your turn, my dude.
Oh,
alright.
Oh, what's up? Did you have something before? Okay.
No, sorry.
Alright, moving on. Holy Knights? Please. That's right, they showed up here. Humans. Wait, okay, we've seen this already.
Yeah,
okay.
You're next. You're the next page.
Look what we caught. Whoa, that's huge. It's a Grogosaurus. I'm sorry, this chest. Grogosaurus. Tasty and and nutritious. Okay, tasty and nutritious. I delivered the killing blow. You should have been there. I've never seen such a graceful soaring broccoli.
Okay.
Wait,
Oh, no, they do start fighting.
Yeah, he's talking about
what
Zoro.
exactly does Sanji mean? A graceful soaring broccoli. Did you collect enough fallen trees? Yep, got a nice pile going. Thanks for the hunt. There we go, nice and cooked. Yummy. It's not just for you. Alright. Eat up, Loki. Yeah, we are burning me. Be careful of his wounds, Luffy.
He just put it on his face.
He just stuffing it.
There's no feeding someone. It's just apparently everyone just eats like
Well, in Luffy's head, everyone eats like him, and he eats like that. So, are you trying to kill me? Hey, you're looking better already. Anyway, you need to eat if you want to recover. And he's finally taking a bite. God, it's hard to swallow lying on my back. You can't sit me up first. Jeez, so fussy. Got something stuck in your throat. In your throat? Hang on a sec. Okay, he's cut it. I'll bring soup. Ouch, hot. I can see it bubbling. I can see it bubbling from me. Stay away from me. Oh my god. Before they even get to fight, Luffy has already traumatized Loki beyond repair.
I think Luffy is gonna subdue him just from trying to be a nice person while simultaneously beating the crap out of him.
Oh yeah.
He is gonna pacify him by being a pacifist. Oh, that's funny. Any thoughts? Pretty straightforward. As everything comes along, but yeah, we're starting to get Loki's character through Luffy, and he doesn't seem like he's a joker per se. He's a little bit serious, I guess. So I'm gonna move on if there's no other thoughts. All right, I'm heading on to page 10 in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, oh gosh. Yeah, he dropped it. Oops, splash. He has more burns than before. Get him away from me. Wheeze. Hey Luffy, sorry I didn't mean to. And Gerd just gives him the thumbs up for hurting him. You too, Gerd? What did this guy do to make all the giants hate him so much? I'm guessing he was lying when he made that promise to Luffy. Where to find Redhead now? Sorry, but I wasn't lying about that. We'll be the judge of that. Go on, tell us. Why should I tell you when you haven't upheld your bargain and unlocked my last chain? ... No, duh, man. Like, did you guys think he was going... Oh. Never mind. It's Luffy. I've been dealing with this for 20 years. I know better. Anyway, so yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, wait. You're on the bottom of page 10, right?
Yeah.
Keep going.
When you and now I'm going over. Okay. You really want to meet Red Hair that badly, eh? I suppose I understand how it feels to idolize a pirate when you were just a beer lad. You make it sound like you feel the same way about someone. Yes, I did. And it pains me to know that I was only a mere boy at the time. Take me with you. I didn't come here to meet a whelp like you. Stop making me repeat myself. Did he idolize rocks?
This is rocks, bitch! God dang! This is on the board at my work. And so I just got a check mark off at the board at my work.
That he likes rocks or he idolizes rocks?
He idolized rocks, and rocks like Shanks was, stopping in over at Elbath and, chilling out and made friends with Loki here. And just like Shanks, he said no.
So this is the third of such image. This is the third of such panel we're getting. We got Luffy and Shanks at the beginning, Pedro and Roger, and now we're having Loki and Rox.
I mean, heck, we even got Column and Shanks.
Oh yeah.
Interesting. So they have him.
And he still has his eye patch on here.
Oh yeah, his eye coverings. Well, that's what I mean. He's always done that with his eyes. So I'm very interested to see if he has like very feminine, pretty eyes. And he's like, oh, this isn't a warrior, blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's exciting. Getting a little bit of rocks info.
That's incredibly exciting. So everything else I think we can cover in the Sip and Discuss review. But as far as the Sip and Reacts, any thoughts for this panel by panel?
No, just love how the meat's just a little bit different than the usual meat. It's like a little bit more black in the middle and like some spots. And,
hey, that groggy source is well done, man. You gotta cook that groggy source really well.
They cooked a whole ass meal, or they're able to get through some story plots, and meanwhile all the kids are getting kidnapped.
Also fair. They are
also, I think Oda is just trying to portray it as an exotic meat, so he's giving it more texture.
I see that. I feel that.
I agree.
Alright, Samurai, it's your turn.
Alright, on to me. And then, Rox says, then, fight me then. What? And then, okay, here we go. So here we got Edward Newgate, so Whitebeard, and then Rox. And Edward says, you don't have to use a blade on the kid. Shut up, Newgate. And we see that he was, brutally beaten down and is lying on the floor. And as he's chewing and reminiscing, he goes, I was born in the wrong era.
That is so interesting.
Wishing that he could have been part of the Rox Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you, we might as well talk about it. What do you think, Shanks would never beat Luffy to a pulp, especially with a blade, right? The whole deal is, he was like, kind of halfway looking out for him, kind of halfway just being a pirate. That's how Shanks was.
Mm-hmm.
This Rox thing, of course, there's a great theory that Rox was kind of a good guy. Like Rox is just like a normal pirate. Not necessarily super evil, just kind of like normal-ish. Like he still got his band of miscreants, but he held everyone together, and he had like good targets maybe. But this background story is making me think that there's some complex dynamics with Rox that he could be swinging in a better direction than Blackbeard. Like Blackbeard is like this misguided student of Rox. So anyway, so we'll keep
a couple of things. I think firstly, Shanks is the wrong person to compare it to Rox. The more accurate comparison you can make is someone like Kaido. Also, saying we reading is we see Lucy and a lot of other pirates as the good guys, but when you try to portray it like the way it's supposed to be portrayed in the real world, pirates are almost never the good guys, especially in the era that we're trying to portray it in medieval ages, or maybe even before that. So the ordinary your average pirate. If you call Rocks your average or your ordinary pirate, then automatically he will be a bad guy. He will be a bad dude. If he is the anomaly among pirates, similar to the way Luffy is supposed to be, then that is when we'll consider him as a good guy.
Kind of like how we consider Shanks in that vein, more like Luffy. I mean, more like Shanks. Roger. Like, they're not necessarily like pillaging and destroying. They're not the pirates that. They're not what is it? They're peace mains. They're not pirates. I hated that.
And I was like waiting to get that out. Yeah. Green, did you ever read the Oda's first crack at One Piece? What is that? Wanted.
Oh God.
No.
Well, in that they talk about exactly what you're talking about. Well, and can you say those words again?
So peace mains are the good pirates, and pirates are the bad pirates, and it's so stupid.
But it's the idea of freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Some people want to give you freedom, and some people want to take it away. And same with pirates.
I'm so glad it flopped in the very beginning. Because we didn't have Shanks in that version either. We didn't have Shanks.
We just have this. We have that premise, but not so wordy.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously that's true, but you don't need to
say it out loud.
Put a label on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what you're saying, Segreen. Rocks could just be a pirate, but don't you think that when you think of Blackbeard, I think of evil pirate.
That's why I'm in that vein with thinking Rocks along that dichotomy, because there's a dichotomy here about who's inspiring the next generation of pirates in that vein. Into the main part of this conversation, Luffy, Shanks, Roger, all of them are like peace names. But now, like, to what Segrain was getting at, if we're trying to make a comparison, Kaido is in more of that villain, antagonistic, pirate vein of inspirational characters for the next generation. Where Rocks was that inspired Loki, he inspired, I'm gonna guess, Blackbeard. Rocks inspired countless other pirates. If he inspired freaking, what was this, Pepe, Foxy, like those, like who did Rocks inspire as opposed to who did Roger inspire? Like,
yes.
Also, what Oda is trying to do is trying to like show us that you like. So with Rocks, for example, and Roger, you can come as sort of like the chosen one, because if Rocks and Roger came during Luffy and Blackbeard's time, they're absolutely like the chosen ones. But if you come at the wrong time, then it is not you. So you have to be at the right place at the right time. Sort of like that. So I guess that is why we might see Blackbeard as more of a menace, like that, than Rocks.
So Green, like, okay, if you put $1 on it, would you say that there's any redeeming qualities about Rocks?
I guess so.
So you're saying that there is a possibility that he could be a good role model.
Depending on, let me go full on Vegapunk on you. Depending on how you see it, a role model is just someone who you look up to. It doesn't have to be that someone doesn't have to be a good to be a role model. Depending on your perspective.
Like an alcoholic father that teaches their son not to drink.
Yeah, like the kid that might see their uncle smoking and be like, oh, that's cool, I want to do that. That they've taken that as a role model, even if it is not a good thing to do.
Yeah, but
in that.
To expound upon Segrain's point, I think the biggest point about One Piece and the Peace Mains and the Pirates is like, well, whose perspective of good are we talking about here? And that's, for me, the biggest part about One Piece is like, we have this perspective of good and bad, but even within the community, there are like fractures of like good and bad. And like, that's where like a lot of the vitriol, I think is the best word. Like, there hasn't been a lot of Zoro Sanji infighting. But like there have been times when they shut down like Reddit sections. Like it's bad, but it's not like I wouldn't consider that a horrible thing. I would consider it a good thing. It's just a thing.
Can we go off on one small little tangent for a second? Which is
we haven't been.
Yeah, another one. You're just talking about how, according to whose perspective, like what is evil and good according to whose perspective. This fun idea I just heard the other day about public offices from I forget if you're a big Dune fan. Are you ever getting any Dune?
I've only watched the first movie.
Yes.
Well, one of his ideas. I don't like this guy. Okay, by the way, the author of Dune is a piece of crap. He left his Cocker Spaniel because the Cocker Spaniel peed in his car on the way down to Mexico. So they left it on the side of the road. So the author of Dune is a piece of crap.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Anyway, he says that, so this idea of who is the arbiter of right and wrong, well, that's an average person. And what would be cool is, in office, is if we could get random people elected instead of people that we you vote for. Like, imagine if it was a random person that switches out once a year. It's like your national duty to hold like a big part of office. And you know, the only reason I'm mentioning this is the idea of, you know, who is the arbiter of what is right and wrong? Well, it's the common people. So not someone with power. There you go. That's it. I'm going to keep on reading unless you guys have anything else.
Anything, Segrain?
Yeah, randomness doesn't really exist.
Randomness is the universe that we have made into.
Randomness doesn't really exist. Oh yeah.
Okay, come on. Okay, I gotta hear your one sentence. Yes, there is. There's randomness in everything. Randomness is the idea of not being able to predict, right? There's random number generators, for God's sake. That's random right there. Like, you can't even argue that.
It is not random. It is trust me, it is predetermined. Because formulas are static, and every random number generator is based on a formula which is static, which is predetermined. We don't have to go into this rabbit hole, but I'll challenge you, Drew, to search for it. Go and watch Neil deGrasse Tyson's video on randomness. He'll convince you better than me that randomness doesn't really exist. The way we know it, or the way it's supposed to be, ideal randomness. We have to go to the quantum.
Talk about random.
Consider what you're saying. I understand there's a lot of philosophy in what you're saying, so I'll have to rethink. I'll have to think about that a little more. Okay, here we go. Now we're on to Dorian Bragi. The Droughts are like soldiers. So many ghosts too, just like the kids would be afraid of. Wipe them all out! Is that meant to be Loki? As they see like some like hairy looking thing coming from the boat. And so yeah, but now we see a good spread of all the monsters that the kid, you know, and also that there's more than what were in that original page spread. There's more. So yeah, there's like an army of random ass beasts coming at them. And then here we go with there's another. Oh yeah, Loki. The Loki one is coming at him. I'll handle him. Mr. Ya! And we see Mr. Ya spinning up those axes as he's jumping off of a giant's head. And so those circular things are him spinning his axes around. And then we go, slice! And it splits Loki, the Loki nightmare in half. And that's it.
Really glad well, you can tell Oda did put a lot of detail in this one. This is going to be an arc where he's going to be pushed to the limit just in all the scaling and all of that. And remember, these are giants already on a giant spar, whatever you want to call it. And so this is how big the other monsters are compared to giants. So, pretty insane how big the quote-unquote dream monsters are. But
dream monsters, that's a good way to put it.
But they already know that these are what kids are afraid of, which is interesting. Unless they're just saying it out loud, acknowledging, hey, this is just stuff that kids are afraid of. So.
Oh yeah, I think that is what he means. Like, so many ghosts too. Just the things kids would be afraid of. Yeah, I think that is what he meant.
Who's up next?
Green.
Oh yeah, me? Okay. Huh? Good thing these are based on a child's imagination.
So they already know.
Okay. Will they be stronger if the kids do the real thing? I'd rather not find out. Yeah, there are more of them now. 3. A trio of abnormal voices. They can try to hide, but I still feel them. Okay, so I think he's sensing the Holy Knights.
Yeah,
if even Elbaf isn't safe anymore, then it's truly the end of days. And we have firefighting team. Oh, they're back. The firefighters are back. Open the sea cloud hoses. Will this even work? The flames are simply massive.
Interesting.
So I guess we're heading to the reason behind the chapter, the name of the chapter.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we're already in it. Like, we're already in it. It's fascinating that their fire hoses are sea cloud hoses.
So it is getting the water from the clouds or from a sky island.
I don't know if it's a sky island. It has to be the clouds that they move, kind of like water hoses, I would guess.
And that means the cloud has to have a whole sea in it.
You've raised a question, Mr. Green, but it does look like what you're saying, that there are cloud islands. There's cloud islands within Elbaf in pools, it looks like. Because that's also how they're able to get the spars to work.
Interesting. Let's go ahead and jump over and see where this goes.
Alright. Firefighters, I'm so glad y'all made it. But Koja picked it up a little. The kids are about to reach the flames. And Saul has gotten rid of the fenrir.
He's beating it up.
Easily.
Oh yeah. The valves are all the way open. It's the strongest stream we've got. And there's some light headed towards the kids. Put out the fire, you can do it. Get the flames out. And begging you. Look at that, Gunku. The kids are about to burn to death. What happens? Will they wake up?
Okay. I've got nothing. This is getting pretty intense. I'm gonna go ahead and go on.
Oh yeah. Don't go ahead now. I was gonna say one little thing, or two little things, which would be that yes, we were talking about this last time. Like, if your imagination is stronger, that means your creatures are stronger. So like for instance, you know how like Loki was like some weird looking thing that he was able to defeat really easily. But if they thought of the real Loki and knew his like conqueror's hockey and knew his all the little skills he had, then the nightmare gets stronger.
That's
so
fair.
The more that you know about something and understand it, then stronger or more accurate it becomes.
Kind of like Bonnie's powers. So.
Oh, one more thing.
No, you did say you had a.
So, Scupper can sense abnormal voices, Meaning, you know, you can just imagine, like, if he was trying to sense out these holy knights, it's like, what is this? And then, you know, you can sense it, then it's like, hey! It's like, imagine all these demonic noises coming from their souls or their hockey or whatever because of Emu's power-up. You know, so you can just imagine that he really can sense that these guys are different because of Emu's power connected to them. He's like, abnormal. Well, they're abnormal because of Emu. You know, so I can just imagine he's like, oh god, that's scary. It's like a bunch of demons yelling at me.
That's a real possibility too. I'm interested. I'm interested in how these last 4 pages are gonna play out, and where we're gonna land before we get this break too. All right.
I think that's you.
All right. So they'll wake up from the heat, wail and cry for dear Lord, and wail and cry for their parents, and be consumed by the flames and burned to bones, I assume. How about that? Now that's emotion. This dude is weird. Yes, Sea Cloud, and looks like Jinbei is here. Sea Cloud, what's wrong, firefighters? It's not going out. We're at max output. We had options. Stop the children. He's laughing. Someone's foot touches the fire. Then you've got Sea Cloud's shoulder throw. And I'm guessing that's Jinbei.
Yeah. Remember we talked about this last time, last week, or we talked about like this happening, so we called this one too, so put that in the board.
There, that should do it. Was that in time? Over here, hop on. Hup! Way to go, Jinbei. I just got chills, says Brooke. Yeah, and then the water just squoosh. Wow.
I love that panel.
So, yeah, and it looks like they've arrived right on time as the flames are now put out, but now, of course, the kids are still walking. They gotta stop them, as I'm guessing the families are gonna arrive too. So, if no one else has any panel-by-panel breakdown, we can let Drew finish it, and then we can go into our sip and discuss review.
Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, and then we got all the giants looking crazy, and everyone's like, what? Huh? The forest. The wildfire in Forest Sector 2, Branch, Route 8, has been put out. Awesome. Jinbei. So actually, Jinbei got a really good moment in this chapter, by the way. He should probably be the MVP for that shoulder throw. Mm-hmm. We got a great little shot of Robin and Chopper, you know, embracing. And then we go, okay. And the kids are all safe. The children weren't harmed by the flames, but they're still marching onward. That was a close one. We believe in you. Well done, firefighters. The guardian deities of Elbaf. It wasn't us, but at least they're safe. No kidding. Did you see that, Robin? Jinbei must be nearby. And then Colin goes up. That was so cool, Jinbei. So cool. Thank you, Jinbei. It is nothing. The kids at school all hate me, but I think of them as my friends. That's so sweet, Colin. We're gonna save them together. Yeah. Uh-oh. Here you go. The pantsless lady appears. Gunko comes up. Who's that? And we got the B team on the Straw Hat side, so we'll see how they can do here. So, I suppose the school isn't the only place to find a perky child. Ba-boom! To be continued for 2 weeks. So now we got the weak Straw Hats, the quote-unquote weaker Straw Hats against Gunko. I think that's a good matchup. I think that's a pretty good matchup, all of them.
I think it's gonna be Usopp versus Gunko.
Well, I think now is the perfect time for us to pivot into a sip and discuss review, a toast to kicking butt. In this final part of the stream, we'll probably go for 10-15 minutes. We're already at 50 minutes already. Looks like Drew is bouncing. He wants us to jump at something. But remember, we're on break next week, so this is kind of where we're at.
Brooke has already seen her panties. He can see them right there. No reason to say it this time, Brooke.
That is true. We can see. He can see your panties.
Can I see your panties? Oh, never mind.
So she.
Never mind.
Looks like she is on the little brow of the ship.
The helm, right?
It's not the helm.
The front mast.
Front mast.
Remember, she's also a Brook fan. She was listening to his album.
Right? Oh my god, he's like, what? You're actually the real Brooke?
I think that might be one of those things for next, in 2 weeks. So we'll definitely have to look for, does she recognize Brooke, or Soul King Good? That'll be
She had to already have known that Brooke was here, because she knows that Brooke is a Straw Hat pirate. But Soul King, does she know that Soul King is Brooke?
I feel like either one of them, either her or Brooke, is gonna make a reference that is gonna trigger the other one's. That's gonna trigger the other one. Like, wait, what is that reference you made? Like, or where did you know that from, or something like that. Maybe Brooke is gonna make that a reference that will make her just stop for a bit and be like, where did you know that from?
So, to Samurai's point, and to bring it all together, I do think this is going to be the conflict, or the conflicting groups. So we're starting to split up. So you have Gunko and these three in this group. It's Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro. And then the other, it's just Frankie on his own.
Yes, he jumped out, but you can see that he's jumping back into the ship at the top of page 17. He's jumping out of the water and into the ship.
That's Jinbei. I'm talking about Frankie.
Oh,
Frankie's alone with Ripple and with Ripley.
Yeah, so it's not like those three are gonna split. I was basically thinking if the three are gonna be splitting up and then are gonna be engaging differently, if there are three groups of Straw Hats. So, for example, is one going to go and engage with Luffy and them down in the underworld, while Gunko is busy with Jinbei, Column, and all them. I'm thinking more that Column is going to be the one that gets abducted.
Oh, yeah. At the end of the arc?
Yes.
I think we said that last week or a couple of weeks ago. I think we talked about maybe the kids being saved, but Colin being taken.
Well, now this definitely gives that precursor to, like, he is now directly engaged with one of them. So that is leading me more and more to he is abducted, and we make a raid on Marijois. Oh my goodness, the Straw Hats on a raid on Marijois. That just is crazy to even think about. So, yeah, I think that's going to be that person that engages. They're all technically, Robin and Chopper are there with them because they're literally like pulling up on this far. They're right there, right next to the tree. So I don't know. It could be Robin and Chopper also jumping into this. So we'll see where Summers and Killingham go, and if they square up with anyone else.
You know what they did a lot in this chapter this week is a lot of show. I mean, they did a lot of tell, but they did a lot of show, like things happening in the background and like fast forwarding, like cooking the meat and just going right to this big mom shield and cutting right to what was the other one? Oh yeah, cutting right to Jinbei in the water. Like we didn't see Jinbei jump into the water, but we were just oh, he's just in the water, you know. So but we're smart enough as readers to make these jumps in logic, or make these transitions. So I think it was good that we basically he put on the fast forward in this chapter. You know, Luffy gets a meal, so he's all powered up. We get a little bit more of Loki's story, which is what we thought. And I don't know. Yeah, it's a really good. I'm just saying it's written well. This is a really well written chapter, just because like everything just kind of goes smoothly and fast. It's great pace.
Oh yeah, the pacing was really well.
I think he's trying to give us the most vital information in as fast as or as quickly as possible without it feeling rushed.
You know what else I really like about this chapter is the 16 and 17 combo, because when you look at that as one computer screen, there's some really good flow with it that makes it so that like when you can imagine that when Jinbei throws that pillar of water, it's like in the air and it splashes, and it just looks really good. The movement looks good, and you can just imagine it, you know, like throwing a bomb behind you and then walking away or something, and then like this is kind of image that you'd get is like this like splash while you're in the foreground and the splash is in the back. Anyway, it looks good.
The After Effect. After Effect is really
After
cool.
Effect.
Are there any other thoughts before we move on to, really, I would say, the chunkiest part would be Loki and Rocks, but also then the Big Mom shield. So, Loki and Rocks convo. Rocks frequently came to the island. Oh, I wouldn't say frequently. Rocks was on the island long enough to have an influence on Loki. Any thoughts there? Or pretty straightforward in that.
No. It's not super straightforward. Like, why were they in Elbaf and they didn't kill all the giants for no reason? So, you know, they were there. Oh no! I was just thinking, yeah, like, did Rocks kill all the, you know, and blame it on Loki? Was he the one that did that? But no, actually, this is a long time ago.
Yeah, it's one where it would have had to have been like 40, 34. Wait, Garp became the hero of the Navy at God Valley, which was 22 years ago.
This was before that. We're assuming, right? Yeah. And look how young Edward Newgate looks. He's got the damn hat. He's taking orders, saying, "I don't know about that, boss." That's not the Whitebeard we know. We don't know a Whitebeard to be like, you shouldn't have done that." So this must be an early Whitebeard for sure.
Oh, for sure. Oh, definitely. And it's just interesting that he's like, I was born in the wrong era. Only other person I heard say that was Roger when he said he wanted to be born in Joy Boy's time. That's the only time I can think of being born in the wrong, quote-unquote, wrong era.
Ooh, do you see Rock's eyes in the top of page 12? They kind of have that like roundness to it, like Emu. I gotta look at Emu's eyes.
Yeah, but it's not as it is not as significant as Emu's eyes.
No, it's not. No, you're right. Just regular eyes.
Yeah,
but
his
piercing.
eyes are way smaller.
Interesting.
It's so weird that Emu and Zunisha have the same eyes. Like, wonder what the connection is there.
Emu and Zanisha.
Zunisha eyes.
Only other thing I can think of, there's a little cuteness from Gerd who was saying, "Good job, Luffy," when he was accidentally beating up on Loki. But other than that, let's see here. It was confirmation that homies are still alive after they split with Spend a long time for Big Mom, because this guy has been like useful for like years, I guess. So that's its own interesting thing. Makes you wonder who his dad is. I think that makes me really interested in who his dad is.
Like a giant.
I would think his dad is a giant.
Well, but then what would be the interesting part?
So if his dad was someone we saw in the flashback for Big Mom, or because it sounds like his dad may not be around anymore. So did he die during one of the engagements with Big Mom? Is that his dad that's a homie?
Oh, what if they went to attack Big Mom to get a revenge on Yoro's death?
Possibly. So it's just very interesting in who his dad was during that time.
When did Pedro go in? Remember, didn't Pedro go in and try to go and eliminate Big Mom as well?
He wasn't trying to eliminate her. He was trying to get poneglyphs.
I think that was about less than 10 years ago, right? I think.
Not sure how long.
That'd be an interesting connection if that was at like the same time or something, like that little mission. Pedro and the Giants had the same mission at the same time. But then you think that they win if they both collaborated.
You would hope that they did.
And also, why does that shield grow? So this is like another, less like, just like the ability of the homies. But I wonder why it was able to grow. Because it's like, wait, don't grow me just yet. Because it's like small and it grows. Wheem! So he like makes it grow. So there's some kind of magic or button or
maybe
some kind of power here. Because you can see that it's like small. Then what? Wheem! Wait. Then it's big and it blocks. Thicker and taller.
And then he gets small at the very end. He's all tired. Yeah.
So oh right. Against the tree, he's like way smaller than him. So yeah, so this is all great.
Let's see here. Well, that's all that I have, at least in this context. I know everyone online is going to be talking about the matchup between Gunzo and Usopp, Jinbei, Nami, and Brook. So very interested in that. I'm gonna call it right now that she uses this opportunity to snatch column. So that's what I'm gonna say there. Any thoughts, gentlemen, as we start thinking and theorizing for next week?
Excited to see if any of our Straw Hats can do anything against Gunko here, because Usopp, Nami, yes, they have basic attacks, but really we're going to be looking at Jinbei and Brook to be bringing in some of that high tier action. But of course we're going to see some great support from Usopp and Nami. They're good supporters. So we'll see how that goes.
Let's see. That's a good point. Sagrain, any thoughts?
Nah, not really. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that might be worth pondering towards the over the next 2 weeks, but I feel like almost everything went straightforward in this chapter.
Well said. Well, as we begin wrapping up our sip and discuss review portion, do we have any MVPs? Doesn't feel like we had any outstanding chapters. Jinbei?
Yeah. He put up the fires. We called the shoulder throw, and he did it with such grace, and it was a great chat. Yeah, so it's gotta be Jinbei. He never gets it anyway.
That's fair.
He never gets it anyway.
We will be using, as far as our thumbnails, Samurai Drew's amazing sip and discusses, so I'll just timestamp as far as our confirmation of Jinbei being the guy. And yeah, to the beginning of the chapter, where it wasn't the official color spread, it was just an update that, we can talk about this really quickly. One Piece 1123, episode 1123 is out. Highly go watch it. I am not the biggest fan of Frankie's new voice actor. It didn't hit me when it first went through, but then I was like, that didn't feel right, because I was looking at the character and it was just like, my head heard his original voice, but I was just like, wait a second. Rewound it. Sounds different. Again, for those who do not remember, Frankie's voice actor, I can't remember his name, he retired at the end of last year, so also part of letting the manga get ahead. figure out what they're gonna do for the Kuma's Backflash is recruiting and getting all caught up Frankie's new voice actor, which welcome, takes some getting used to. He didn't hit a super.
But not a fan.
He didn't hit a super. That's gonna be the I'm very interested if Tekking's gonna talk about it because he is the big Frankie fanboy. Him saying super is gonna be the big determining factor for me. He didn't say it. He just asked how Robin was doing, but I'm just like, I'm gonna have to hear that super, and then, that's gonna be my thing.
All right, I just posted what we should use for Jinbei for the thumbnail in Super Serial. I just want to see if you'll get a laugh out of it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll take a look here in a sec. Yeah.
I thought it'd be like right there. Never mind.
Nah, we can't do this. We just said he never gets to be the MVP, and then now we're rating this.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. And that'll probably get us in trouble by the actual artist. That's funny.
All right.
There's some interesting photos on that interweb. Any other predictions? I think we're gonna. He's gonna remain in covered. It's not gonna be a flashback. I don't think we're gonna get a flashback of Loki thinking about rocks. But that. I don't know. I know we're gonna get a Loki flashback, but I dare to inquire into if Rox is gonna be part of that. I don't know. Loki flashback for sure. I'm not sure about Rox. That's a huge thing now, especially if he was like his inspiration. We might. I'll leave with that. That's going to be my prediction for 11:46 is Loki flashback incoming as he talks about rocks and how rocks inspired him. So I'm going to go with that. Any other predictions or thoughts for the next chapter, lads?
Maybe a little bit more. The fight, the Gunko fight. That's what I'm looking forward to. Come on, let's get some Gunko fights. The first straw hats to see to even look at a Holy Knight. Right?
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure they're the first to even look at one.
Ooh, Samurai Drew. Okay, the first Straw Hats to lay eyes on a Holy Knight. That is actually correct. Because, yeah, they didn't see them over there. Yeah. So it is Usopp, Nami, Brook, and Jinbei. That is very interesting how it's these four that are the first to lay eyes on a God's Night. Ooh. Good call. Good catch. Because the only one we really knew was what was it? It was Daddy. What was it? Figarland. Yeah. It was Daddy Figarland. It was the only one we knew. And then we got Shamrock, Gunzo, and now these two. So yeah, only ones that laid eyes on him. So that's a good call. Any other thoughts? Contributions?
Only one more, and I swear we should get done after this one. The cover thing this week, but by Midori Matsuda. He's the one that's been doing all the great animations that look so crazy. So we were right that Oda didn't draw this, but the anime staff did. How about the best person on the anime staff?
Yep, there you go. Illustrator Midori Matsuda. There you go. Well done.
Solved.
Samurai Drew coming in clutch this week.
If you can figure out what a 11:15 means.
More than usual.
Yeah, I think
more than usual.
I'm pretty sure Techie and all of them will be able to call it. I'm interested in having that discussion next week. Be sure to watch the new One Piece live action. We might. I'm really busy next week, Sunday, so I probably won't be able to do a stream. But if the lads want to do a stream covering One Piece anime being back, more power to it. And we have the perfect premise to sip and discuss One Piece episode 1124. So we've got the good makings of a lot of good stuff. All right, lads. I think that is it. Thank you for all those who have watched. Thank you to all those who are watching back. I'm the DarkBriton of the Runaway Warlords, and always remember, Nakama, that anime is adulting. Stay reckless. Peace.